Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the weekend. We had a crazy busy week this week. Just a whole lot of stuff going on. Um, really centered around tweaking the new indicator. Um, so we are making progress with tweaking it. For those of you that haven't been following along in the Discord, basically we're having some issues with just the WaveTrend part of that filter. So all you have to do is turn it off, and it works fine. It just doesn't incorporate the actual WaveTrend part of that indicator. So uh, while we were tweaking that, I got to thinking, and I always wanted to improve on the indicator, but I wanted to start with something pretty simple and basic. Um, but today, what I'm going to get into is some of the indicators that I found, um, because essentially the issue is this. Okay, so every indicator, every system has its weakness, right? So for a trend trading system, like we trading with the trend, what's your weakness going to be? Well, it's going to be sideways price action. When the market isn't moving in one direction or the other, it gives you false signals. Um, so I've been spending a lot of time playing around with new indicators. I probably looked at well over 50 new indicators just in the last week alone. And I've narrowed it down to really about three that I like. Um, and I'm going to show you those today. And I am going to be incorporating at least one of them into um, into our indicator, because essentially, again, what happens? Every system has a weakness, right? So with our trend trading system, the weakness is sideways market. So what can we do? Well, we can't, we can't pick what the market does, right? I mean, I wish we could. That's just not the way it works. But what can we do? Well, we can pick when we trade or when our indicator signals, right? So if our weakness is in a sideways market, then what if I just voided any signals that happen in a sideways market? So that's what we're going to do. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So first off, I'll start off with the three indicators. So the first indicator we're looking at is I always forget the name of this, but it's the hang on, let me find it for you. The yeah, yeah. Um, let's see, let me pull it up here. I always forget the fucking name of this thing. That's my indicator. I don't want that. I think it's like divergence. Blah blah blah. Here, let's pull up the script. Dual Volume Divergence Index. So this is by Donovan Wall. It's a public indicator, and um, it's a decent indicator. It's probably my leading indicator right now is probably the MACD or the Impulse MACD, which is this one below, or the one below that, which is the price action index indicator. So I'm going to cover all three of those here. I'm going to keep it very brief and to the point. But you can see the differences too. So if we go back, let's just go back to Friday's Friday's price action here. So um, here's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so the dual, let's see if I remember the name, dual volume divergence indicator here. You can see first of all, if you go to the settings, its default is a cloud. Okay, so it looks something like that, a cloud. I changed the mode to the oscillator. It's just something that I like a little bit better. You can change it to whatever you want. But the basically how it works is this. So when it's green here, obviously that's bullish. You know that you're looking for the price to move up. And when it's ren like any other, like the MACD oscillator or anything like that, when it crosses here from green to red, that's a bearish indication, and you get bearish price action. But we don't really need to know that, right? Because we have the MACD for that. So what am I looking for out of this indicator? Well, so if you look, when it first of all, when it goes kind of skinnies out here, that's when you're looking at sideways price action. Okay. So if you look here, we're kind of sideways here, right? See how it's kind of like getting close to the axis. It's not really fat. And see how here, when it crosses bullish here and kind of bubbles up, and gets, it has more volume to it, and the price goes up. So essentially that's how it works. And then as you can see here again, as we kind of skinny out here and get skinnier here, right? See how it's getting skinnier here? Look at the price action. See, we're going sideways. So all these signals, they're very quick signals. I wouldn't necessarily call these false signals, but they're sure as fuck not, outstanding plays. You know what I mean? They're not like plays that you necessarily, if you're late on, you might not hit them, so that's essentially how it works. Now, that being said, let's go down to the next indicator, which is the impulse MACD. And I will then show you what we're going. Basically, it's kind of the same thing here. So when it skinnies out on the zero axis here, you can that's basically sideways price action. Now, just to jump to the next indicator, okay, see where it's purple here and we're in the center line here? This is the price action index, okay? This also identifies a sideways market, okay? So again, you can kind of see exactly, you can see here, right? We're bubbling up, right? There's a lot of not volume, but there's a lot of volume in the indicator, right? So that's bullish. See here? That's bullish, okay? This is in the green. This is bullish. You know what I mean? To me, a lot of these indicators don't necessarily need explanation, because if you look at them, just look at them, you can really see, they're self-explanatory, right? So again, here, let's compare here. Again, here's our sideways price action here, right? Okay. Look. All right. Sideways price action. You get a little jump here, but, again, look, you get a little jump there as well. So you could take a trade here, right? But you wouldn't want to take a trade here. See these two false signals here on the indicator? Look where it's happening. It's happening in our sideways market. Okay, so essentially, this is what our upgraded indicator will, indicate, and it's going to cancel out these signals. Okay, so being that we're in this sideways action here, so these two would definitely get canceled out, and then here we would probably get a buy signal a little bit later here, probably somewhere around like here, but it's still fine. You know what I mean? You're still plenty of money to make. But that's the sacrifice you give up for, basically fine tuning an indicator and, having that sideways indicator, I guess you can say, indication. So And again, we'll just go down here. All right, here's some more sideways movement. Okay, this is from Tuesday. What am I on the 5-minute chart? Oh, that's right. I'm on regular trading hours. That's why. So yeah, it's very simple, very self-explanatory. And again, as soon as you get that volume and that bubble up, right? So all the indicators, all the sideways indicators disappear. All right, we're no longer in a sideways market, starting pretty much right here. Okay, so again, that's a little bit after our buy signal, but that's fine. We're going to sacrifice, what is this, maybe 20%, for the, it's still 100% play, you know what I mean? So it's 100% instead of 120, you know what I mean? So that's something I'm willing to sacrifice to negate a lot of our false signals. So, anyways, I don't want to go too deep into these indicators. Again, I think they're very self-explanatory. Right now, my favorites are, again, probably the Impulse MACD, which shows you, again, when you're sideways here, when you're flat on the axis. And, I really do like the price the price action index as well. There's just it's a little bit more complicated of an indicator. There's more settings. So I'm still trying to get the hang of that. I have a feeling once I do get the settings tweaked on that one, though, I have a feeling that's probably going to be my favorite one. But as far as a real simple one that you guys can just kind of throw on and be like, oh, okay, we're in a sideways market, the Impulse MACD is probably the one you want to look at. So again, that's the Impulse MACD by Lazy Bear. Okay, so that's on the 5-minute chart. Let's jump to the hourly chart and let's see how things look there. Let's try to see if we could find some sideways price action. There hasn't been a ton of sideways action here. A little bit here, a little bit there. I could probably do this and find some. It does seem to work a little better on the lower time frames. What did I do? How do I go back? It does seem to work a little better on the lower time frames, but there is a caveat to that. There are some settings in here that I haven't really tweaked. There hasn't been a lot of sideways price action actually on the hourly chart. Like, I'm trying to find some, and there really hasn't been a ton. Up and down. That's the type I love to see. The sideways stuff is that's our weakness. That's our weakness. There hasn't been a ton of sideways stuff, at least on kind of the other time frames. Here's a little bit. So see how we're kind of flat right here. Okay, that on the Impulse MACD, we're in this 0 area, I guess between like 0 and 10 it is, and you can adjust these settings as well. But here would indicate a pretty sideways market right here. Okay, and let's look at so really starting probably somewhere around here, maybe up here if you want to take it. So maybe the sell signal. It looks like on this one you probably would have got left out, but it did catch the buy signal, the false buy signal here, and then you did get a sell signal here. So what you can do is you can wait until you start breaking out, and you can see as you start so you can wait to actually enter the trade until you cross bearish, like somewhere around here. All right. And again, you would miss a little bit of the trade, maybe 20%, but you're still catching a really good trade there, a good 50%, 60% trade, even still. So, anyways, I don't want to go too deep into this. Again, I'm still learning a lot of these settings, but it's been like a few days since I got a video. I was sick a couple days ago, and you know, this whole week is I haven't done a lot of trading. I've been just trying to tweak this indicator. I wanted to get a video out there, and this definitely is some quality fucking information for you guys, especially if you're following along with my systems, because again, the weakness is the trend, or not the trend, but the weakness is sideways. You know, when you're trading the trend, you know, you're looking for those signals that say, hey, the market's going up, or hey, the market's going down. Either one of those is great. But, you know, the false signals is what kills us. And when do those false signals come? They come in sideways. Almost always they come in sideways markets. So again, you use these to identify the sideways markets, and you can negate some of these signals, and you know, and take the good ones. So anyways, that's all I got. I'll end all in the video there. I'll let you guys add the indicators, go play with them a little bit, and again, I am working on it. My coder's been a little slow getting back to me. He was really good the first time, so I don't want to jump to someone else, but he's been a little not as responsive, these last couple days. But regardless, this will get coded in. I'm kind of glad because it's giving me a little bit more time to kind of tweak the indicators and say, okay, because I don't think I'm going to add. I'm definitely not adding all three. I don't think I'm going to add even two. I think I'm going to pick the one that I really like, the one that I think does the best, and add that one as our sideways our sideways market indicator. So anyways, that's all I got. If you like the content, like and subscribe, and comment below. Do you guys have anything that you use, any indicators to identify sideways markets, or even any that identify trending markets? I've shared a lot of my indicators that I use for trending trades. So if you have anything, drop in the comments, and appreciate you guys watching.